Hi guys, it's Alana and welcome back to my channel for another video. Now if you can't already tell by the white collar sticking out and the slick back hair where I look like an egg, we are competing today. So this is a very last minute sort of thing. It was my birthday on Friday, 2 days ago, and I got some birthday money, so I was like, oh, I finally have enough money to enter. And my livery yard that I'm at, we hold competitions here. So I messaged the woman that runs it going, hi, don't suppose there's any room left in the novice for me and Star? Big hint as to what's happening today. And she was like, oh, I'm really sorry, the times have already gone out. And I was like, right, but I really want to compete. So I was like, oh no, it's okay. I just finally have some money after my birthday, because it's my birthday today. So I would have really loved to enter. So they've stuck me at the beginning of the day, which is really kind of them. The judge is starting early, and I'm going to be doing novice 2 and 3 back to back at 9:30. It is currently 8 o'clock. I've just turned out Dave and Jensen. I need to get Ella and Star and Net, and then I need to plat Star up because Ella and Star got together, so Ella's got to stay until Star's done. But yeah, so as ever, we're on a time scale, time limit, time constriction, but we're going to have so much fun today. I'm hopeful I remember the tests because we all know I'm notorious for being a plank about that. But yeah, so we're just going to have some fun. Main reason we've entered the novice is because I want to finish off my qualification period, and the reason I wanted to compete at home was because then I didn't have to, travel somewhere later on to compete. And I originally wasn't gonna proper go for it competing because I wasn't sure, because Stars had a bit of time off because I went on holiday. But then I had a lesson the other night on him. We were like, actually, yeah, you will be fine for a novice. So I'm not sure how it's gonna go. I believe we need 68% to be able to get qualification, which is a bit of a big ask. So it could either go really well or really badly or very middling, but either way, I'm just trying to remain positive and just gonna try and have fun. But yeah, cool. So I need to hurry up actually. Start in his sleigh phase. His mane's way too long, but we're gonna do our best, which means there's gonna be big plats. Next, his feet are shined. His plats are done. It's time for me to go get the tack. Woohoo! Right guys, so I'm in the warm-up, we're on, we're dressed. I had a small drama to do with my numbers because I've got some new numbers for my saddle pads, simply because my old numbers were going quite rusty, when it dyes your saddle pad orange. So I got some new ones, and then I proceeded to bend it so out of shape that it wouldn't meet. So I had a minor meltdown, and then my mum came and fixed it, she always does. But you might be seeing a glimpse of something here. So I do have a new jacket on, so hopefully it's going to be my lucky charm, and I'm looking forward to you guys seeing it. So we shall see. Oh, Star's just having a small poops. I gotta remember to go back and get that. But yes, we've got about half an hour before I'm in the arena, so I want to make sure he's nice, supple and ready to rock and roll. So as I've already said, one of my key focuses today is making sure that Star is nice and supple. So here I am heading straight into the warm-up, doing some 5-meter canter loops. And this is really good for getting them really nice, supple, bent around your leg and listening to you. Star isn't quite balanced enough to do a really good counter canter, which often you will see me doing on Ella when I'm warming her up. So this is the first steps of getting Star to really balance himself and making sure that he's, bending around my legs. Another thing that I do like to do when I'm warming up, especially with a test that I haven't ridden before on this specific horse, which the novice 2 and 3 I've never ridden before, is practice little elements here. So that's the canter across the diagonal and then trot when you get to the other side. And I wasn't sure how that was going to go because obviously with him having time off, he has lost a little bit of his balance and our transitions are a little bit rusty, but I was really pleased with how that felt. I'm also pushing him on a little bit in that trot there, really making sure that he's off my leg and moving nicely. Obviously we're still warming up, so he's still a little bit asleep, but you can tell that we've not warmed up properly yet because I'm still in my coat. And obviously I'm a little bit rusty as well, so I need to make sure that I'm watching those hands a little bit more. I can see my left hand moving a little bit there, but that is a big focus for me and Star, and I'm really trying my best to make sure that I settle down with that and ride him really nice and calmly. But another thing that is great to do in a warm-up is plenty of transitions. So that was me just doing a trot, walk, trot, and that makes sure that they're really snappy and off your aids. But before long, it was time to head into the arena. I didn't want to give him a massive warm-up because he's got to do 2 tests back-to-back here, but we did just enough so that he was feeling nice, warm, snappy and supple. So we were ready to rock and roll. Right then guys, I have officially taken off the coat. It's cold, but I'm warm because nerves and adrenaline. Star's ready. And we're going to head straight in a second. Time for Novice 2, followed very swiftly by Novice 3. As always guys, it is test breakdown time, so I'll be taking you through each of the movements that Star and I perform, what we scored and what comments were available. Now, being the first one in is quite nerve-wracking because she kind of set the baseline, but for our enter and working trot, proceed down the centre line and track left, we scored a lovely 7, which is great to see because it's really good to start the test off nice and strong because it kind of sets you up for the rest of the test. Then next up, we've got H to E, working trot, then circle left 20 metres at E. And we scored an 8 for this, and the judges put pleasing rhythm and balance, which is great because the entire way around it, I was counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to make sure we stayed in a nice rhythm. Then we've got our 2 half circle left, 10 metres diameter to X, half circle right, 10 metres diameter to B. And we scored a 6.5 for this because they wanted more balance to rein on the turns. So we just lost a little bit of balance there. Then we've got our trot, walk, trot, which we scored a 7.5 for. So really, really happy with that. And then next up, we've got a circle right, 20 metres diameter and over X transition to canter. Now we scored a 6.5 for this, and that's because it could be softer to the rein and canter transitions was on the shoulders at times. So that was a bit of a shame, but like I said, our transitions are just letting us down at the minute because we're not quite as fit as we were. Then we've got showing some medium canter up the long side, which we scored a 6.5 for because there wasn't a lot of ground cover and they could have had a bit more balance, which totally makes sense because like I said, that'll come with strength. Next up, we've got MXK, change the rein, and a K transition to working trot, and we scored a 7 for this, so I was super happy with that because Star really listened to me and sat back for that one. Then we're changing the rein again, but this time we'll be showing some medium trot strides, and we scored a 6.5 for this, and that's because we could open the stride more and be softer on the right rein. So that's just where we need to develop that medium trot just a little bit more. Then all the way around to B, we've got working trot, and at B we've got circle right 20 metres diameter. Now we scored a 7.5 for this, and that's because we could have had a little more bend, but it was nice and active. So I kept up that rhythm, kept up the activity, but we could just do with a little bit more bend on that one. Then we've got our 2 half circles, and we did better on these. We scored a 7, and I think that's just because I got Star a bit more round my leg rather than falling in on those circles. Then for our trot, walk, trot in the corner, we scored an 8 for this, which is great. So not all of our transitions let us down. There's so much to like, so I was really pleased with that. Then we've got circle left 20 metres diameter and transition to working canter at X. And we scored a 7 for this because it was a better transition, which is really, really good. And then cantering around, we're showing some medium canter strides up the long side. Now we scored a 6.5 for this, and the judges underlined that we needed more lengthening of stride, more frame and more balance. So once again, that's just where his development is going to come over time. Then HXF, we are changing the rein, and we scored a 7.5 for this going into our working trot at F. Really, really happy with that. His downwards transitions are feeling so good, particularly in this test. Then FAK, we've got working trot, KXM, medium trot, and then M, working trot. We scored a 7 for this because it was better. You can see that he's just opening his stride and opening his frame a bit more along there than he did in the previous one. Then MC, working trot, and between C and H transition to medium walk. And we scored a 7 for this. So once again, his downward transitions were coming really nicely. So we need to work on upwards transitions to get him stepping up and through into them. Then we've got change the rein and free walk on a long rein. And this is a really important one because the free walk is a double marker. So I'm really pleased that we scored an 8 for this. And the judges put that he had a good stride, and she's underlined stretching forwards and down. So we get a bit more of that, we could be approaching 9 territory. So I'm really, really happy to see that. Then we turn onto the centre line, medium walk, transition to working trot, and then at G, halt and mobility salute. And we scored a 7 and a 7.5 for that. So I was really, really pleased with that whole test. But we didn't get time to chill out for long. It was straight into novice 3. I literally didn't even leave the arena. So we had a chance to have a little bit of a walk off, and then I got him up, got him back snappy again, and it was time to go back down that centre line. So for entering working trot, proceed down the centre line without halting track right, we scored a 7, which once again is really good to kick off the test with a good solid start. Then we're trotting right down to the bottom of the arena to F, and then at F we've got half circle right, 10 metres diameter to D, returning to the track at B. And we scored a 7 for this, which I was really pleased with, because as I went around that corner I was like, oh, this is a bit big, but luckily the judge didn't seem to agree, so I'm really pleased with that. So then at C, we've got a circle left, 15 metres diameter, which we scored an 8 for, and that was because it was a good shape and a good rhythm. So very, very happy with that, because trying to get the shape right on 15 metre circles is actually really hard when you're trying to concentrate on it. Then we've got HXF, change the rein, showing some medium trot strides, and we actually scored a 7 for that, which I'm over the moon with, because our medium trots are a work in progress, so scoring a 7 for them, I am so over the moon with that. Then between F and K we've got transition to working canter right, and then KH shows some medium canter strides, and then H working canter. And we scored a 6.5 for that, and that's because Star could stay rounder to the canter. So we know our medium canter is just not our strength, but it will come. Then we've got circle right, 20 metres diameter, over X, transition to working trot, 1 horse's length, and proceed in working canter. Now we scored a 6.5 for this, and that's because we could offer more engagement through the transition. So that's basically just where I need to keep a bit more activity, and where he's lost a little bit of his strength, that he's not stepping through quite as well as he was. Then we've got a single loop 3 to 5 metres away from the track. We scored a 7.5 for this, so I knew that practice in the warm-up would come in handy. Then KXM, change the rein in working canter, X transition to working trot. We scored a 6.5 for this because there was a bit more balance needed to that trot. So without the side of the arena there, Star just lost a little bit of balance because he was kind of out in the open. So that will come. Then we're trotting right round again down to the bottom to K. And then at K we've got half circle left, 10 metres diameter to D, returning to the track at E. Now we scored a 6.5 for this way round, and that was because we could do with just a little bit more balance to the reins. So that's why I really need to work on that contact with Star. Then at C we've got a circle right, 50 metres diameter, which we scored a 7 for, which was really, really nice to see. And then MXK will be changing the rein, showing some medium trot strides. So at this point I'm feeling Star start to flag a little bit, so that's why I've got to be careful and making sure I'm keeping my leg on and keeping him up and at it, because we've still got a little bit to go yet. Then for our medium trot we scored a 6.5, and that's because we could open the stride a little bit more that way. So clearly Star has a favourite side. Then between K and F we've got transition to working canter, F and M medium canter, then M working canter, and we scored a 6 for this, and that's because the contact of the canter was lost and above the bit in the medium, so that's just where we need to work on it, as has been the theme of the day. Then we've got C circle left, 20 metres diameter over X. We're doing a canter trot canter, 1 horse's length, and proceed in working canter. We scored a 6.5 for this, and because the suppleness and bend was lost a little bit in the upward transition, so that's just where I need to do more suppleness work with him and just keep him going. Then we've got a single loop 3 to 5 metres away from the track, and we scored a 7 for this, no comment, because obviously it was just lovely to watch. Then we've got to change the rein in working canter, and X transition to working trot, and he's a bit stronger this way in the canter, so he was much easier to come back down into that trot, which scored us a 7. Then at C we've got transition to medium walk, and we scored a 7.5 for that transition, so very, very happy with that. And then for our double marker, the free walk on a long rein MXK, we scored a 7 for this, and that was because we could seek the rein more and there was a slight loss of expression in this test in particular. So that's a lesson to me to make sure that I'm really keeping him engaged, really keeping him active, and making sure that he's really swinging through his body through here, because he can score better than that. Although not that I'm not unhappy with a 7, I'm pleased with that. But then we've got A, turn down the centre line, D, transition to working trot, and G, halt and mobility salute. And we scored a 7 for this, and that was because there was a little loss of balance to the halt, but then we squared ourselves up. So very, very happy with that. But he had been such a good boy, little bless him. Right guys, so that is the test all finished. Do you know what, it actually came up so fast, and I could really tell that I am really rusty in the ring, because Star, bless him, did really well for me, but there were just bits where I didn't set him up right, or I didn't bring him back right, and that's where my ring craft and being in the arena doing a test is a bit more rusty than I probably thought. But he was such a good boy, so willing, so up for it. I'm really, really proud of him when he's not taking me through a bush. But the jacket looks slow, thank you Fine Changes, and he was just, oh, he was such a good boy. So because I was the first of the day and they stuck me in like well before the novice class is going ahead, I don't know when I'm gonna get my score and when I'm gonna get my sheets, so I'm gonna do a couple of TikToks of Starboy now, and then probably ride Ella, and then I'll let you guys know how we got on. But I'm hoping that it's gonna be an alright score, because it felt really sweet. It was very sweet. It wasn't a world breaker, but it definitely felt really sweet. But I don't know how to feel, because normally when you come out of a test and you're like, oh my gosh, it went well, you can betcha you're in the 50%. So if you come out of a test thinking, I should never ride again, that was horrific, you've won. That's just the way the cookie seems to crumble in dressage. So I guess we'll find out. But regardless, I'm really, really pleased with him. He was a good boy. Right then guys, so after going off and having a break to go get some horse feed whilst we waited for the actual novice class to occur, I finally have my scores and my sheets. So we got 2 second places behind a GB rider, so very, very happy with that. But Star scored a whopping 71% in his first test, and then 69 in the second test, where he was just getting a little bit tired, and even the judges said, you know, it's understandable, he's probably getting a little bit tired here, and you could see a marked difference. But still, I'm so proud of him. So I said I only wanted over 68%, and Star's gone out and absolutely smashed it. Bear in mind, I've just been on holiday, so Star's not really worked all that much. To come out and pull out the bag like this, to get these scores is amazing, because it shows that when he's stronger and fitter, he's going to score so much better. So I'm really, really proud of him, really pleased. So now it's time to go home and get some birthday cake. Alright guys, so if you couldn't tell by the darkness behind me and the state of me, oh, lights turn back on. Sorry, the automatic lights in the tack room are not fun. Yeah, I've been home to have a nap. But now it's time for me to ride Ella and ride Dave and do all the mucking out. So I'm going to get on with that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I super enjoyed making this video for you. And if you haven't already, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you know when the next video is going to be coming out. But from me and all the horses, it is goodbye.